got a lot of roof in here, but hello. So we are live for MRW News, which obviously we do every week. Sometimes on a Saturday, sometimes on a Sunday. Just so you all know, it should be Sunday next week, by the way. But it shall be this week. It is obviously on a Saturday. And now we've got quite a lot of news to not only just tell you about, meaning as fact of like news stories, but a lot of news as well with ourselves and the channel and stuff. So shall we start with the first news story?
Yeah, I can never get on straight away. I don't know why it does it. It just blocks.
Well, you don't need to, because I've got some very exciting news about my little kitten.
Oh, go on.
Because I did a little video of him the other day because of he's a very, very, very intelligent cat.
Yeah.
And me and Zach are like this, you know, we're really, really close. And he's just so aware of everything in life. Like, you know, he just listens to whatever I say. And I've never caught it on camera because I've never needed necessarily to caught it on camera. So I decided we were getting some scaffolding put up, and it was quite boring. So my mother decided to go meet a friend and started talking, not with scaffolding people, with somebody else. So I was like there, and you keep disappearing. So I was like, where is she? But anyway, then I found Zach, so I thought, oh, Zach might entertain me for a minute. So I had a little chat with him and filmed it, and I thought, I'll put it on a short. So the short's been doing quite well. And now my highest viewed short, if you just give me one moment.
It's 6,500, isn't it?
Yeah, but I want to get the precise number.
All right, sorry. 6,500. 2.
No, it's not. It's 7,000. So it's 7,592 views. Is my highest one, which was of the train falling off a cliff thing. So that's how much that view's got. Now, Zacharias is at, bearing in mind, obviously, Zacharias hasn't been on that as long. Zacharias is at, if you give me one moment, Zach is at 6,251. Now, obviously, he's only a little kitten, and you know, there's not, because of, you know, in life they don't, you know, give many opportunities. Cats, really. So this is
Garfield.
Yeah, but like, you know, even they've turned him into a cartoon. You know.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But so he's really thinking this could be his moment. Because Zach, he's really proud of it, and he's really happy with it. And if you haven't already watched it, I want you to go watch it. I want you to keep rewatching it, so he can
Zach wants you to.
Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it basically, so he can get highest viewed video, so he can have that achievement in his life.
So there's nothing to do with you wanting higher viewing figures.
Well, no, because it's a partnership.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a partnership, you know. So Zacharias is, you know, he really wants this, so you need to go view the video. And also it's a funny video anyway.
And can you share it?
And also it's great because
Zach's desperate for you to share it.
He is. He said yes about it.
He says yes about everything. He's never said no.
He's never said no about anything. So he clearly wants it. So that was quite.
He said Tracy, didn't he? He says, Tracy, do you want everyone to share it? And he said to Zach, he said, do you want Tracy to share it? And he said yeah. And Neville, and he said, Gary.
Yeah. He said yeah.
David.
Just said the word yeah.
He just said yeah. Van Transit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
He just said yeah. So
yeah.
That's
so he just. Oh, Adrian's on. Did Zach want Adrian to share it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay.
He's never said no. Is it?
No. All right. Well done, Zach.
He's never said no.
So Tracy and Neville are on, and she says, "I bet there's loads of news tonight." Well, we've started off with that, Tracy. Yeah. That we've got a talking cat that's also wants all of you to share his
he wants
his
the highest
video.
Short. He wants.
Gary says hello, Matilda and Mum.
Hello.
David says good evening, everyone. Good evening. David, did you see that we had put the thing on specially for you on the community?
Next week will be Sunday.
Yeah.
News.
Van Transit.
But what I tend to do is just say, like for example, this week I said it. I think I can't remember what live I did. It would be on when I said what day we're doing it on. So I tend to just really say it through the week.
Yeah, well, we did. We put it on the community, didn't we?
Yeah, but
we
what
did
I'm
well.
saying is that that's usually what I just do. I just say it through the week. So you just like, you know, when you watch lives, you're able to see it. But for this week, we thought we'd give you a treat of that.
So Van Transit, hi Matilda and Mum, we got there, haven't we? Annex says hi from Russia.
Russia. Hello.
Neville says evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Adrian says hi.
And Linda, don't
hi,
forget.
Neville. Robert's on. Bob's on. Hi Bob.
Hello Bob.
Dada Zingo, good evening.
Good evening.
Neville says super Zach. So just put it on a roll, Neville, when you've finished. If you can just put that short just on a roll, please. And David saw the community thing, so that's worked. Cycling for Fun says I watch the kittens live channels. Gary says love the line. Have you got any plants my mum can't kill? Do you remember that?
Well, I
He never came back.
What was it?
What was the hardest to kill?
Do you have any plants
What's the hardest plant to kill? He never came back, did he?
No, he put it off then. No, he never came back.
Tracy says, did you mention a kitten? Kevin Wood's Workshop, hello everyone.
Hello.
Tracy says she's got 2 on the farm. Have you got kittens? They're so cute.
Yeah.
Chris Johnson Adventures, hello.
Hello.
So there's loads of people on. Oh, Nobby's on. There you go. There's just waiting for Abby now. We're a full house.
Yeah.
Rudro says, what do you do for a living? We just sit here talking in classic cars. Have you seen her in our classic car? She started first time today. Absolutely fine.
By the way, I have been ill today. If I might feel out of it, I get ill quite a lot.
She's always ill.
He's my expert of being ill. And it's the only time Billy doesn't shout at me when I'm ill. He seems to have that respect.
He's been working today though, hasn't he, Billy?
Probably because I'm ill.
He's been doing some rendering. Got it on video.
Yeah,
he's never stopped actually.
Yeah, but it's because of Zach, he's saying.
Yeah.
Zach said, we said to Zach, says, do you want Billy to do the rendering? He said, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Zach makes all the decisions around here. You think he's just a small little kitten, but he's not.
He's been working like mad, hasn't he? We couldn't stop him actually. Even the rain didn't stop him.
No.
So we were pleased with Bebby today, weren't we?
Yeah.
He didn't get shouted at and he's been allowed out, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Gone out for his tea to the pub because he's been good.
Well, he said he was going to make a decision between the pizza place and the pub. I mean, I don't know.
Pub.
Right. And then, other news, obviously my CD's inside HMV, and so obviously if you're inside like Lancaster, that's where it is, make sure you go down there and get it. And it's super duper exciting the fact that my CD is actually in HMV, because obviously HMV is a massive big business that's just it's like, if you can think of the place which is the biggest place to sell music, physical music, that is where you think of, and movies and stuff. So it's very exciting the fact that it's actually in there as my CD, and if you go, we could possibly get Artist of the Week. So if we get enough sales, we could become Artist of the Week. Now, it's not necessarily guaranteed, because you could maybe get like the average sales and then somebody else has released an album and they just overtake everybody because of just released an album. So it's not guaranteed, but we're trying. I don't actually know how many. I don't know actually what's going on inside the. I haven't been in, but yes. So basically, our CD is literally inside HMV, isn't it?
Yeah, so yes, it's very impressive. We're over the moon.
I know we did a live on it as well. We went in. I think it probably would have been a bit bad with a live connection because of because we're inside the building. But I think it was all right. Certain part of the shop's all right, and the part it wasn't, but it was still good. And also we've got some news about that as well, because we've got some talk about the fact of people actually using CDs and vinyls and how it's gone up, and inside the car and stuff, people actually using it, which will be a good story.
Do you remember the piece of paper for that?
No, I have not remembered the piece of paper for that.
I'll have to go do it from what I don't remember then. Did I print it off? I don't know if I printed it off. I'll have to just do it from memory.
Yeah. So that's very exciting. Well, I mean, it is very exciting. In fact, that's actually happened, and we got it in HMV, which was very good. And now it's just all there. And it's actually on the main shelf. When you go through the front door, it's actually on the main shelf, which was really good, because I wasn't expecting it. And it's inside the back bit, so it's got like 2 shelves. I mean, Taylor Swift's got 3, so I just need to get 1 more, and I've got 3 shelves.
So Adrian says community, what am I missing? Like the community that everybody's on, the regulars. And then Gary says kitchen done then, I hope. No, Gary. No, we're still waiting for him, but he's done that. He has been working. He does work. He doesn't just sit about. He's been doing. He's been doing these stately homes, and he's doing all this really difficult stuff. It's lead welding, and it's from all different angles from the roofs and everything. So he's like the only person that can do it there. So he's working like mad. And so he came back and did that today.
Just get a bit of light on it.
But he hasn't done the kitchen. It's still the same, he's just done half of it, which was worse than ripping our kitchen out, wasn't it? It'd be better with the old kitchen, wouldn't we? But anyway, he tries, bless him.
Not very hard though.
Robert says, buy some for Christmas presents. Yes, if you will do, please. That'd be great.
And hopefully we should be able to get our next album by then. No promises, because
Gary says, my car hasn't got a CD or tape player. Well, you can buy one. You just have to get one, Gary. Or you can just look at it. You can save it and it'll become a collector's item. You look dark. Chris Johnson Adventure. Well, it's darkened you even more. Chris Johnson Adventure. Yes, it has. It is in Coventry, so I'm in town. Is it in Coventry? So I'm in no, we're only at Lancaster at the moment. You have to get it into local, and then if it goes all right there, then you can take on the world.
Well, we can't exactly, because I don't have one inside every world, but we'll take over the majority of the world.
And David says, are there going to be any more Zach talk videos? Well, he's coming on, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, if we can get another word out of him. We've got and we've got shaking his head for no.
And I think he would do quite well at doing a world, doing a little roundabout.
What do you mean a world?
That's what I was told it when I went on the horse, but you just go around inside a circle with him.
Yeah, but that's not talking, is it?
No, I was tricked, I suppose. But I mean, he can do that anyway. You know, he can do loads of tricks.
Yeah, so yeah, there might be another one, David. We can just sort of like work on another. Are you working on another word?
Well, what I might do is just start getting him maybe to do conversations. So
sentences.
Yeah.
Yes, David, she's going to be moving on. So it's probably a little bit of time, but if you just hang on, keep looking out for them.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the community when he says the next word, so that you don't miss it.
I'm hoping his next word might be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yes, it's possible.
Yeah, that's my next word. And also, I am also, which is very exciting news, which I haven't talked about because it's been a week since the news. Well, I did do a Set Me Live for it, but I'll talk about it again anyway. I have got my own podcast now with Beyond Radio. So I've been on Beyond Radio before quite a few times, and the most recent one was like about 2 weeks ago. And I was on Beyond Radio. We had a really, really good night, but the point is I've got my own podcast now. So I've actually got my own podcast, which will be coming soon, about 2 weeks' time, and we'll be doing loads of different things. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing yet. I've done a few things, but it's not all planned.
The first one involves a really cute animal.
That's all we're saying.
Yeah, no, I'm not good at this, am I?
No,
oh, it's so cute.
Shut up, Mama.
It's really cute.
Sit up, sit up.
Really,
sit
really
up,
cute.
sit up.
Really cute.
I don't know how you're going to do it on a podcast. It's going to be hard. I mean, it's just...
I think you'll get pictures. They'll do the podcast thing and
Yeah.
there'll be pictures. So you won't just talk about this lovely cute animal and then they're not even allowed to see it.
Yeah. But the news of me going on it was like spread a bit because I was out and about today before I got really ill, and it was like saying, "Oh, you're on a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they asked me loads of questions and I didn't know any answers to them. So about the podcast.
But you're going to get your training, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're going to go out with Greg first of all,
Yeah.
and then you're off on your own with that really cute animal.
Yeah. So you have to guess what that animal is, but you probably won't guess it right. I bet.
So Tracy says another well done. Adrian says thanks for explaining the community bit. Van Transit is Zachary. No,
Well,
it's other people. No.
That means we've
Van
got, I could've got
Transit
it out
says,
by
yeah,
now.
so could I. Van Transit says, is Zachary going to be on the podcast? Probably. And David says a Zach podcast. He will do. He says he will do if you all watch the video lots of times.
Actually, come to think of it, he could do.
Yes, because he's quite
He'd
vocal.
actually do quite good. Actually, that's a good idea.
He could be podcast talking cat.
I think I'll do that.
I think he'll do it if everybody watched that short.
If everybody watched that short, he'd probably do it, yeah.
I bet he would.
Because he'd make him feel more determined.
Yeah, because he'd have a success first of all.
Yeah.
He'd go, well, I'm a
and also,
successful
that's what we
YouTuber.
can talk to him about as well.
Yeah, we can. If you all watch that, we can talk to Zach on the podcast about his successful YouTube channel.
But anyway, yeah, the community is just where all the pages are. Where you can put good pictures and you can like it. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
David.
Yes, I'll see what happens with that one. What Greg will think.
When the cat comes to work. Well, people bring the dogs, don't they?
Yeah, he hasn't really. I mean, he's been out and about a bit. He's gone to other towns, just not.
He went to Ingleton.
Exactly.
He went on his own to Ingleton.
Yeah, so I mean, he actually has quite.
Yeah,
he's
he's
quite
well travelled.
He's quite independent, really. So, yeah, he could come. Right. So that should be coming soon, which will be exciting. And I've just put out the video of Frau Crowcory Minding Museum, which is our new series, which we've done, which is all girls. It's all girls in action, man.
All Girls in Action.
That's
It's
what
called.
I'm thinking, what am I getting wrong here?
Frau Crowcory.
And Minding Museum.
The next one's coming out soon.
Yes.
And I can't remember what it shows. Oh, it shows the one that was on the first one, the RV. I can't remember RV. I'm not going to say it, but the second
The big digger.
that that Richard showed around for ages. It shows that one running and working, and then it starts on one that was at the bottom of a quarry, and it was filled with water, which was a lagoon. And they saved it, and in 1977 they saved it, and they've refurbished it, and it shows that, but not working. That's on the third episode.
And when we do show it working, I actually got to be on it while it's working as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
And then we'll eventually also show when I actually got to drive a crane as well, which is quite interesting.
That'll be about episode 3, because there's just so much footage.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. But when you see them working and the sound, it sounds absolutely amazing. And then they put her on this digger and it's turning around. You just see her face. She's absolutely pooping herself.
I'm not. No, because
you were.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you were.
I'm very brave.
You weren't brave.
Oh, I am.
Your little face tells it all.
I wasn't. I was just worried about the iPod because it did start getting covered in water. Shall we do the first news story?
Oh, I've just got a few more things to say. Paul says, well done for getting into HMV, smart move.
Thank
and
you.
Satnav Dan says, good evening, just got back from first day of the gala. Pleased to say the relaunch of Western Queen was a complete success. Over 800 people came, we reckon. That's good. Should we do that first story, soon as he's just gone on to that? And Adrian says, I love the Quarry series, top class interviews and editing. Thank you, ladies. It's going to be really, it gets better. It's really, really good, Adrian. So yeah, look out for them. But I think Sinners, Satnav Dan's brought that up, we should just go on to that. Yeah, right, there you go. So it's this is the Bullock Pacific Western Queen, and it was relaunched after a lengthy restoration, and here is a little video
so
of
we
it.
did actually show this on our live earlier, so you can probably get some more information, but we'll show this bit here.
Right,
So this is a video.
let me just get sound up. There you go.
So here's the video.
Without further ado, it gives me immense pleasure and pride to rename this magnificent locomotive Western Queen.
Wasn't that
So,
magnificent?
I know it looks
So well
really
done
good,
to everybody that's been involved with that.
There's a picture, and that sheet was, I think that was like the opening sheet. But look, you can see there's some other ones inside the background, but there's the start of the show opened up.
So well done everybody that was involved with that.
Yes,
That's a
loads of
tremendous machine,
hard
isn't
work
it?
and all paid off, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, no, it's gone back onto it. Right, forgot to turn my sound off.
Right, so we've got a few cash stories tonight, and we've got some other ones and some other different types of stories. So I think we'll do a cash one first, because we've got about 2 of them, and then we'll go on to a different type of story.
Yeah, because we don't want to go back into the cash one, because we did it the other week, didn't we? But this just sort of goes on from it, doesn't it? Goes on to it. This light, you're going to have to put up with a bit of light in your face.
That's really, I can't cope with
that.
that.
I can't see anything. Put it so that you can see here, because otherwise I can't read anything. You can't hold that the whole time.
I can.
No, that's
you'll get
worse,
it read
honestly.
now.
Put it on there. Put it on that one.
But I'm going to be blinded.
No, that's what. Oh, no, that's all right. I can cope
Not
with
for
that.
you, not for me. Just read it, and then we'll put it back again.
What am I reading?
I thought we were reading it, weren't we? You're reading it, aren't you?
Which one am I reading?
Hang on a minute. Sorry about this. Because of everything's gone a bit weird today.
Well, I can do about the social media that it's actually. I can do about the cash one with the Gen Z.
Yeah, sure.
Well, apparently it's us older folk, and I've seen it quite a lot myself, that are not using the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I was in a friend of my shop today, and there were some people probably a bit older than me, and they were talking about it, and they said about cash going and everything, and I said to them, I said, actually it's all our fault, because Gen Z are doing something which is called cash stuffing. Younger Britons are more likely to tout the benefits of paying in cash than some older generations, according to research by Link, and Link runs the cash machines, as probably a lot of you are aware. And I've noticed this, and I was behind, I mean, obviously I don't go everywhere around the country, but I was in Lancaster, and I was in one of the BMM sort of type stores. I can't remember which one it was, and there was about 5 girls in front of me, all obviously friends groups and everything, and all of them paid by cash, every single one. A lot of the younger ones are, and so we've really got to make an effort, us older ones.
Well, because of the reason, obviously there's loads of elements to this. I mean, you would say that, oh, it's just because of, you know, younger people don't have the access to credit cards, which the truth is actually there is this.
Oh no, they're really pushing it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm getting to that once I've figured out this light blinding problem. You sure isn't it? Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just 1 minute. Just wait a second. Once I figure this out, then we'll be all right. Oh, I think that's brighter. Right. There. Slightly blinding. So there's this thing called Go Henry, I believe, is it? I think it's Go Henry, something Henry. And that's like a child's credit card thing system, which basically is not very good, because of, obviously, it's just basically a credit card, but for younger people. But a lot of kids, they also, that's what they get given, you know, it's easier, isn't it, to get given. But the thing is that, so this is what this is saying, is the fact is it's for budgeting. show you amounts of money. And a lot of people on you know, platforms like TikTok, you know, YouTube, but I think a lot of it was TikTok, at least this survey's been taken off, but you know what's on TikTok, you know, goes the same. And it's the fact of they have like these bag things where you, for example, one of them will say food, then one of them will say like, you know, rent, yeah, or electricity, and then one will say beauty or luxuries, and you put all your money in it. So you get your, you know, your money that you get paid, and you put all your money inside of it, so that it's for saving, because obviously cash is a lot more easier for you to save and for your brain to see it as well, instead of having it all on a card, isn't it? And you can separate it all.
And you don't spend it, because if you sort of like go to a shop and you have a £10 and you've spent something for £7, you can see that go, can't you? Whereas you just tap a card,
and if you only have
that
£10 with you,
you can't, you don't see it go, can you? But it says some 17% of 16 to 24-year-olds surveyed said cash was their preferred payment method.
And also the thing
that's brilliant.
It is.
That is really good.
And also the thing is, that's not for like somebody never asked me, so there will be more people.
Oh yeah.
Because this is just, you know, percentage of who
but
they've
they
managed
make
to
it
ask.
out in, you know, the government and that make it out like the Gen Z, they call them, don't they? Gen Z generation. They don't even know what cash is, you know, they're all on the phones and everything, but actually that's quite a high percent, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, all, you know, obviously there are some that are, you know, aren't really, you know, don't understand it, but there are a lot of us, you know, do just understand it, and, you know, have the, you know, understand it and know what we're talking about.
So Link said cash is an important, and in some cases more important, for the youngest generation of adults as it is for other demographic groups. Well, obviously the elderly as well, because a lot of them aren't on internet, are they, or anything like that. And it's highlighted that young adults often live on little money and with fluctuating incomes. Graham Mott of Link said the research shows it's still important for helping people who live on a budget. It may be surprising for many, but it's still important for younger adults in particular. So that's brilliant. I was really impressed when I read that. I was really happy that I read that, actually.
You know, a lot of the time you just think it's our problem, is, you know, my generation, which, you know, to be fair, we do it a bit, but like we actually, you know, we do good things. We sort of like do understand it. I mean, I'm not saying for me, because obviously I'm just special, so I see it differently, but I know people are like, you know, you know, other people that I see, they understand it.
What's the matter?
Well, I'm trying to explain it and I've really lost my track, so I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sort of wittering out words and I don't really understand what I'm doing right now. I'm too ill. I'm a bit out of it.
You are certainly out of it.
I know.
Dave says Matilda definitely looked to be concentrating very hard in the clip that was released in the crane. Whether she was scared or not is debatable. Yes, but Dave, that's not the crane that I'm talking about. Matilda was on another crane that spun round.
Can I just correct, please, and tell the story? I wasn't scared whatsoever. I was at the front, loads of water came down, so I moved the iPod because I was scared about the iPod. Then I got to my other situation, because I was doing it that Lancaster, I had to twist it around to do a shot, I had to let go, so I was thinking I've got to let go. And also there was loads of bits of machinery moving around.
Adrian, thank you so much.
Yes,
You're
Adrian.
an absolute star, you are.
Thank you very much. Adrian has literally just given us £10. I mean, that is, thank you so much for doing that, Adrian. That is very, very kind of you. I mean, it just goes towards so much, as I've explained inside the past. It just goes to so much. Thank you so much. You've just done a super thanks, and that's just, you know, there's a reason why it's called super thanks, because it's just super. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Tracy says, Adrian, you are so kind, which obviously he is, and well done.
Yes, well done.
And Adrian will just bring us on to another story, but just 1 minute while I just say sat-nav Dans, because that brings us back to the other story, which was the locomotive is 91 years old and as good as new. It looks as good as new. The two in the background are her older sisters, the Monarch, the blue one, and the Empress. But back to Adrian. Now Adrian's put, looking forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Brings you on to your story.
Oh yeah.
God, you are out of it. Sorry about this. Supposedly she turned up, but she's not been. She's been laid on the couch all afternoon, and I said, "Do you want it?" Oh yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, I was supposed to.
So she's a bit out of it.
There's I was supposed to be at a group today, which I did turn up for. It was a music group, and I did turn up for. It wasn't I wasn't running it or anything, so looking if I could just walk out. But I was there for like about 2 hours, and I just said I'm sorry. Once I turned to lunch, I was like, I'm sorry, I have to go. So I did go. But yeah, I was there. And so I had to travel back.
Sorry, the news is a bit out of it.
Yeah, it was like last time, you know. But yes, so what Adrian's talking about is the fact of Lancaster Music Festival. So I am performing at Lancaster Music Festival. It's sort of because of last year we did it at there was this, we did like it was in St Market Square, and there was this big tent thing, but they're not doing that this year. A lot of things have changed, mainly because of what's like happened with Lancaster Music Festival with funding and stuff, so a lot of things have changed. So this year and I really like this venue because we've been to it, and I think it's a really good venue at the Titan and Lock, it's called, isn't it? Now this is actually at a train station, so it is a pub, but it's at a train station, and it has a wonderful outside area, though it does have scaffolding up at the moment, because I think they're doing up like the whole station, because of, I know from like last year they had some scaffolding further down the platform. Now that's gone, it's moved further down. But it's a really, really tidy pub, and
it's really nice.
It's really nice pub, and you know, because obviously you have loads of different levels
lovely
of pub.
Stone built,
yeah,
and really looks lovely inside.
And, yeah, tidy, and you know, it's just really well put out. And so we are performing there, which is going to be very exciting. And we'll be performing 4 till 5 on the 12th of October. Yeah, we've done the 12th of September, haven't we? 12th of October. So that's where we're performing at, and it's going to be a really, really good night.
And there's loads already said they're coming.
Yes, as well.
She's got quite a following now. There's quite a few people, and they're coming from all over.
Yes.
As far as the Midlands, and some locals are coming. So yeah, it's going to be really, really good.
Yeah, one of my friends come in, she says that she usually gets a drink there when she obviously because it's next to a train track. When you know, when you're waiting for your train, it's a good place as well. But it's going to be a really, really good show. So that'll be just for our music, so we're playing the music, and then on the Sunday, so the day after that, on the 13th, I will also be performing inside Market Square for my music. So it will be in Market Square, but it won't be the same as it was last year. But it will be the same. It just won't have the marquee, basically. That's the only difference. And the sound equipment, but
in fact, anything, she's just having a dance. Things have really gone downhill.
Not my fault though. It's not my fault.
But the dancing's got a lot better. She says in a year's experience, it'll be a very, very good show.
I don't know whether there's somebody else, like a company or something, but pretty much I'm like the only dancer as well. I don't know whether there is somebody else. I don't know whether I don't
think there is, because it was the music festival, isn't it? And then they asked you to dance, didn't they, as well?
I just can't remember if she said something like, we thought we'd put you both together to make it like a proper dance set. So I think there's just one other person. I don't think it's a single person. I think it's like a company, group. So I'll be the single person, and so that's going to be a good performance. And I am working on a new dance routine. I don't know whether I'll get it done by then, but I'm working.
I'm sure you will.
I don't know.
No, I think you will.
Well, no, because it's just it's just, I don't know.
I think you're doing very well. Are you going to tell them on the side?
No.
You're not going to tell them?
No.
You're going to give them a clue?
No, don't. You shut up, Mama. Shh.
It's a very good song.
Shush. I was going to put it on Community, and I was going to do a guess.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's exciting.
yeah.
No, I don't know that. So I not say that.
No, don't say anything, because I was thinking of this.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know when I was going to do it, just in case. Cause sometimes I'll start a dance and I'll get bored of it and move on to another song. So I wasn't too convinced whether to do it. So I might just do it anyway, because you probably forgot about it by the time the dance comes out anyway. So I think I'll put it up. So your 4 guesses when it comes to the Community. So you like to put 4 things on.
Well, I think it's 5.
I like to put 5 actually. No.
Oh, the poll.
Yeah, the poll.
Oh, so you put 4 that it could be.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
And I've already thought of my options. Not all of them though. There's one that I'm still thinking of, and I've got some which I feel like are going to really tie you off. I can't explain it, but for some reason I got really excited about one poll.
So make sure you answer the poll after you've watched the Zach video 55,000 times. Please answer the poll.
Should I do the poll tonight? Do you reckon? Then now I've mentioned
you've got me excited. I didn't know anything about it. I want to answer.
I know. I was thinking about it when I was.
I can't answer because I'll get it right.
Yeah, no,
I'm out of it. I can't do the poll.
I mean, you could do it if you wanted to, But
in my brain, I've probably forgotten by the time. Oh, this is a wonderful poll. Which one could it be?
Which one could you do?
It's Matilda Riverwell, and she looks good.
Right, I think I'm gonna guess this song. So I'm gonna do a poll, and I'm gonna have things. I feel like if I was you, I feel it would be a really hard one to guess. So yeah, I'm excited about this poll. So
we're gonna have to go now. Thank you for watching.
Start the poll. So I'm looking forward to that one. Now,
Tracy says it's dark. It's very dark here. Yes, it is. She's not yet though.
Oh.
East Midland Train Spotters Hi all.
Hello.
My Art Corner. Hey.
Hello?
Van Transit Bank. It's much easier. David says it's much easier to budget with cash. It certainly is. Neville had said about the Market Square on the Sunday. Yes, she is, Neville. Mirac says, hello, where are you from? We're from Lancashire. Neville says, is it not an ABBA song?
Neville, the poll is not out yet. You have to wait.
Neville, stop, jump. Neville, stop it.
You have to wait for the poll. You're getting a poll.
Stop it. Naughty, Neville.
Wait for the poll. If I said yes or no, then
that cuts a lot of people out. Neville, I don't think he knows this game, does he? No. Right, we're going to have to put some instructions on, especially for you, Neville. Like David, who specially has to have it on the community. Neville, you're going to have to have instructions on how to play the Matilda Walden poll game.
Now I might
seriously, Neville.
You're allowed 4 if you put a picture of questions. You're allowed 5 if you don't. I don't know whether I want to picture.
I can't believe it. Gary's coming now. I'm excited too. Is it Queen?
You can't keep guessing.
Gary, it's not started
not
yet.
Started.
It's going to be a poll on the community.
You have to guess it yourself, and I want you to understand whatever you put now won't change the mind of what song I put, because I've already made the song list. So if you think I put something, you think,
not Taylor, lol. No. The game's not started yet.
You can't say it yet. I can't say anything. You have to wait until the lights finish. Then I have to put the poll up. So give me, 20 minutes.
And she's dyslexic, so it'll probably take quite a while.
But just give me a bit of time. I might get sidetracked by Zach or something. If he starts talking or something.
If he guesses it before she gets them on.
Yeah.
I hope he's not listening, because that could blow it for you. Especially if he puts it on his own YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know, it's so. Speaking of YouTube channels, don't forget, I have a music account, MRW Music Official, which is especially for my music. So make sure you do go check that out. I set it up not too long ago, really. But I set it up, and it's just especially for my music, my dancing, my theatre and everything. Which I am working on should be going on there as well. So make sure you do go check that out as well.
And David, thank you so much. Yes. You're an absolute superstar. For the £2, thank you very, very much. It's all absolutely wonderful. Thank you
David has just put super thanks as well. So thank you very, very much for doing that, David.
And we do listen. We put our community on, as you know, so we do listen to you all. But thank you so much. That's a great help. And he says we're going to have to remember this, because he says, is Jane going to read her spring poem later?
We are doing it. Yes, we are.
I got to when I was watching Pamela's, 2 people came up and asked for my autograph.
Yes, they did.
I said, are you sure?
Yeah.
I said no, first of all. They said, oh no, we want it. I thought they were joking.
Yeah. But like, yours.
Oh, Fuzzy, was it? No, it's not Elton John. I can say no, it's not Elton John. Surely.
You can't start narrowing it down.
But I can with Elton. You are not going to dance to an Elton John song.
Can we just stop talking?
Can you imagine you potting about a candle in the window or something?
Can we just stop talking about it? Please.
Gary says, I think Zach the cat could learn a Taylor Swift song, maybe Shake It Off. It's a good idea.
I could teach it to him.
Yeah.
So that's getting quite
Gavin says hi.
Hello.
So thank you, Adrian, and thank you, David. Thank you very much. So don't
let
me forget the poem, whatever you do.
Yes, we'll do the poem. Right, so we're just going to do... because that cash runs quite quickly, and we've had another chat in between. So this, what's happened now is in Morecambe, they are setting up a link, like a Cash UK, like a thing, that word.
Like a hub. So basically, because the banks can't be bothered to give you any money, and they've all closed and everything, even though Barclays made 7.3 billion profit, they've now, Link is now making a hub. And it's the Link, obviously, as I said before, run the ATM network. This is a question for you. Quick question. No Googling. Be straight. What does ATM stand for? First to answer.
What, you saying that bit or
that
bit?
Yeah, what does ATM stand for?
What does ATM stand for? So while you're answering that, I'll just read out the rest of it. So what's happened is they're going to be putting up a hub inside Morecambe. Now, I know there's other hubs where basically you just go in and have a chat, but this is a proper hub where you can take out cash, you can put cash in, so it's a proper working hub. And they're just, at the moment, they're just figuring it out, like started plans of where it's going to go. And it's, so they've got, say it should be open in about 12 months' time, which is a bit of time, but I suppose they probably have a lot to do. So that will be coming, it should be quite exciting.
Dave's in there.
Good.
Dave won it. Automatic teller machine.
Well done, Dave. Well done, Dave.
Oh, and then Gary wasn't far behind. Automatic. Oh no, he might have won. Just hang on, it's automated. Yeah, he's all right. Gary's won it.
Oh, sorry.
It's Dave says automatic. Sorry about that, Dave. Got all your hopes up and you were a winner. You're not.
Sorry.
Gary's the winner. Sorry about that. Tracy says auto transaction machine. That's very good.
I didn't know what it meant before, so. Yeah, but I mean, you know.
And somebody said about a dance and I've lost it. I don't think it got retracted. Oh no, it didn't. It's Mike. How about dancing to Crocodile Rock? Oh, and Aaron says, hello, sorry I'm late. Was it a car show today? Oh, I hope you had a good day. Was it a classic car show?
Right. So is there anything else that needs saying on there?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening because I was doing the thing as a bank. So it's going to be a banking hub in Morecambe, which is absolutely brilliant. I think we're talking about this, and Neville and somebody else has commented about it, that the Halifax had shut and that they were using nationwide. So that's the last. It's not a bank, it's a building society left, but they're going to now get a banking hub, and that's where you can obviously put deposit cash and take cash out.
And it's
because
also
we have
well.
one at the moment, which is Barclays, which is absolutely useless. You cannot put in cash and you cannot take it out, so they just put a flag up and they say that
falls over constantly.
Yeah, constantly falls over, and then people come up with their cars and park there because they can't be bothered to walk.
Yeah,
absolutely, but that's another story. So they make all 7.3 billion and they put a little bit in the library. But this one is different, and it's part of new rules introduced by the Financial Conduct Authority, and they strengthen and enhance the previous voluntary rules set up by the banking industry. And it says Link can confirm that an earlier recommendation to provide deposit services that support small businesses will be upgraded to a banking hub. So that is absolutely brilliant. That can support personal and business customers. They don't know where it is yet. They're looking for a location for it, but that's brilliant news for Morecambe because every single bank shut. Barclays went, didn't it? And the ones on the front went. NatWest, I think it was. So that's great news. So you're going to get, if you're in the Morecambe area, you're going to get somewhere to get your cash out and put in. Oh, sorry to go on. Little bit of good news today. You know, when I went to Morrison's, when I was waiting for you, to queue for the cash machine for quite a long period of time, and I didn't care.
No.
I actually enjoy queuing.
Respect.
We all respected each other, and it was like a different league. All looking at each other, thinking you're getting cash. So I had to queue for quite a while, but I queued.
Yeah.
And there were one didn't have cash in. There's usually 3 machines. 2 had cash in, and even then I still had to queue, even though it's 2 working at the same time. That's good news.
That's very good news.
Well done all.
It seems to be going on the up. So well done, probably because
they're all pushing.
Probably because of us, you know.
Well, some people have said.
Yeah. So well done to everybody who uses
everybody
cash.
needs to do their bit, and especially if a hub comes, you've got to use it.
Because that's the thing, as I explained inside my did I do a special? It was like a special news show, wasn't it? Something. We did a special one. As I've explained, is the fact is that it's the big people, they are, they're wanting rid of it, but the fact is that they can't do it if you use it. So they have a thing in place, which I should know the name of, but it's like a thing which basically means the fact of that if people don't use it, they have to get rid of it. But this thing like manages it, so if you use it,
the Financial Conduct Authority says that people are still using cash.
So as long as
they keep it, if they're not going to, it's obvious they're not going to keep it if nobody's using it. There's only the actual public that can make a change.
Yeah. So actually, say if everybody, for example, woke up tomorrow and started using cash, then it'll be fine. They'd say if everybody woke up tomorrow and started using card or whatever digital, then it'd have to go. So it's actually us, general public, that are either the problem or the other way around.
People, like when I'm on Facebook and that, you get a lot of people about the the generic thing saying about use cash and everything. They're coming. I'm seeing them so much more now.
And also, like for example, a lot of shops will say cash is king on this. They put the poster up as well, which is really good. And like for example, we walked past a fish and chip shop, which we didn't need any food or anything. But we walked past and said, "Oh, well done, having cash is king on there." Loads of people do it. It just makes then you can just support them more as well and stuff, isn't it?
Oh, Gary says this is interesting. World's first ATM was in Enfield in the 60s. Andy says.
Oh, ATM. Yeah, okay. I was wondering.
Andy says Rustival presumably was the car show. Unexceptional classic cars in Gaydon. Tracy says I danced when I was younger to Crocodile Rock. Aaron says he was at Rustival. Tracy says and Rock Around the Clock.
Walk around Christmas. Walking around.
Adrian's done a question. Right. Who was the person in the UK to use at an ATM. Cluey was in a 70s sitcom. I think he must have met who was the first person. Do you mean who was the first person, Adrian? Neville says, was Hubnut there, Aaron? Aaron says he got some cash out yesterday. Gary says Reg Varney from On the Bus opened it. There you go. Neville says he'll watch the video. And then Aaron says, I saw the MG 1100 at Rusterville that was of the Cumbria Rally last year in your video. And Neville says, Jane, your post office will offer banking services and cash withdrawal, paying checks. Yes, Neville, every single CD, some of the parcels, they're just ridiculous prices. So if somebody gets something big, we can send it by Yodel for something like $3.50, and we do go to the post office and put it on, but sometimes it's like £7, isn't it? So, but all the CDs and letter type things, every single thing Neville was.
I go in that much. Cash. She stopped weighing them.
Yeah, she knows how much the CDs. She does.
She just stopped weighing. I could put a rock in there. She don't care. She just stops. I mean, she would feel it, you know, generally, but you know, I just like go to where she's no, it's alright, lovely.
So Neville, everything is cash when we go in there. Yeah. We pay, and also they sent a thing through our letterbox saying about post office are pushing now to do everything online, and it's cheaper to pay online, but we're not doing it. We pay the extra, and obviously people buying the CDs. But I go in that often. I'd rather do that.
I go in that often
than sell them. Actually,
I go in that often. I still can't remember the amount. She still says how much they are, and I count it all out. And I'm thinking, I can't never remember how much this is. But usually But
Neville says Dick Emery. And Adrian says Clue on the buses, and Neville says Reg Varney, and Tracy says on the buses, loved it. And Nobby says if you could only drive one car for the rest of your life, but it had to be a car from a movie or a TV show, which one would it be and why?
Just the better one, the one that lasts the most. It was practicality, you know, what would last the longest and what would do the best. Probably quite a recent one because of, well, not recent meaning the fact it's a modern car, just recent, like for example, Nissan Micra, you know, I wouldn't like get a really, really old one like Princess. You know, obviously I love Princess, but for driving for the rest of my life, you know, because obviously she's a wonderful car, but I would want something like Maureen. So I'd probably just get Maureen off a film. Like, Maureen! You know? So that's probably what I'd do. Or what I could do is, if I had time to do it, I'd quickly get Maureen signed up for the fact of the filming. Get, you know, when you can put a car on your film, get Maureen inside a film, then just get my car back, and I'll be sorted. So I'll probably just do that.
And Nobby says Rodney's reliant Robin. Fuzzy Wuzzy says.
Well,
and Tracy's a night ride. I was going to say that was just going through my head, Tracy, and I was thinking, I wonder how much it cost to run that. I was exactly the same car. Night Rider, it was a car, and Tracy said it, and I was thinking that in my head.
But the Robin Reliant, we actually saw it, didn't we? And actually like went in it, didn't we? The Robin Reliant from the film.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we stopped at a service station, and there were quite a few cars. I might be wrong on this, but didn't he say about 3, I thought, that were used in the filming?
There was 5
and he bought one of them, and it was there, and it was in the back of his van, and he stopped for a brew. We saw that.
So, we've actually been in it.
Dave says Vera's Land Rover. Aaron says Princess is a modern car. David says DeLorean, time machine. Gary says DeLorean from Back to the Future, or James Bond Aston Martin DB5. Neville says Bond's Aston Martin. Tracy says Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I'd go with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. How many times do we have to get in and sing it? Oh God, can you imagine going out though, everybody, wouldn't they? Yeah, but you go to Morrison's, wouldn't you? And people are going chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang.
Yeah, but you could probably like sell it and then just get loads of money, and you'd have so much money you probably wouldn't even need to go out.
Yeah. Aaron says Matilda would suit a Ford Anglia. The lovely cars are Ford Anglia. Tracy goes, or Herbie goes bananas. Nobby Noble says the Batmobile is an incredible vehicle with numerous gadgets. It may not be practical for everyday driving compared to something like Kit.
I mean, I never really like.
Andy says Mr. Bean's Mini.
Oh yeah, I could do. You know, that could do actually. Yeah. I could do.
Or Faulty Towers, the Austin, when he beats it up with the branch because it won't start. Or Open All Hours and I've forgotten her names now, Nurse. I've forgotten
her name. Is it like a
Morris Minor, isn't it?
Yeah. God, yeah. I'll probably just, but yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few options really, isn't there?
And Fuzzy says the Starsky Hutch car. I think we're all showing our ages here with stuff. Starsky and Hutch, aren't we? Mike McCarthy says Emma Peel's Lotus Elan. And Tracy says Faulty Towers, laughing.
I'm not good at names. I don't know a lot of these, but yeah, I do know a lot of them, but not some of them. Right, this is quite.
Nurse Emmanuel, that was it. Thank you, Gary.
What's that one?
When open all hours, he used to really fancy this nurse Emmanuel. I saw her not so many years ago she was getting interviewed, and she looked the same age. And this was like God knows how many years ago, and she hadn't aged at all. She looked wonderful. So,
well, watching somebody the other day, and you were like, "Oh, she looks shocking, so much Botox and stuff." Anyway, she's 91, so I was like, "Oh, she looks really good." The next sentence,
yeah, we were going, God, she's aged. She looks really old.
Shocking.
She got that Botox, and then we said,
Slagging
"I can't
her off,
believe how old
wasn't
she is." And then we googled her, and she said 91. I said, "God, she looks well."
She looks really good for her age.
She's about 66 or something.
Oh, she looks good. Yeah, so next sentence changes a bit.
Oh, Paul says mine is Capri.
Right, so this is another story which I just found like about 5 minutes ago. So a single mother, because obviously we need to get this.
Oh, this is shocking. I forgot a picture. Hang on. That's a shocking story. I'm really annoyed about it.
So is the receipt the
That's
thing?
just a picture of her.
So this is just a woman. I believe that's the note is
Miss
significant. Miss Pepe.
Isabel, she's called Isabel.
Isabel. So Isabel had some Ikea shelves, and I think they were sort of like shelves. I think they were actually
Just a unit, just a chest of
It was
drawers
just like a
unit,
unit,
Ikea
chest of drawer
thing, yeah.
You know, just what those sort of things. So like Ikea, and she had her son's toys on them, and she wanted to basically get rid of it. So she put it out on her. So she had a driver, and she just like a normal normal house where it's just the house and they have enough for parking. I think looks like it at least. So I had that, and she just put it at the end of it, and she just put a sign on it saying for free. She obviously wanted to get rid of it in IKEA furniture, and she just put a sign on it saying free. And she thought she'd do this because of it's just a normal thing to do, isn't it? That's what.
She's environmentally friendly, so she wanted to recycle it rather than bin it.
And also community minded, like you might want it, anybody might want it, mightn't they?
Apparently, it's quite well known on the street. They do a lot of times. They just put the stuff out.
Well, it's just
people just take it if they want it.
Yeah, and it's just obviously like part of an English culture. It's what we do if we want to get rid of something, put it on the street for free, it'll go. Otherwise, then it could go somewhere worse if you don't do that. So it's going to a better home. So she did this, and then. So she did this, and I'll just find out where the week is. 1 minute. Oh, she just put an A4 piece of paper on it saying free. And then, how many weeks ago was it? I can't find it, sorry.
About 3. She put it out about 3 weeks and then thought nothing of it.
Yeah, so about 3 weeks passed. For some reason I can't find the direct amount, but I think it was that anyway. 3 weeks passed. Oh, I've got it 3 weeks later. 3 weeks later, she got a knock on the door, and there was this person, like council member person, and he gave her a fine for putting it out there. So he gave her a fine of £500 because she put this IKEA furniture out. Now, this IKEA furniture, I think she had something else next to it, and that went out. Somebody took that quite, quickly into her putting it out. And a few hours later, she brought it back into her house. So it was only out for a couple of hours. So somebody must have complained for something for them to know, unless they drove past or something, for them to know, because it wasn't out for that long. I don't know what she ended up doing with it. She might, I don't know, probably, but basically, so then she did that. So that happened, and 3 weeks later, which you will have completely lost your mind by that point, she had this person knocking the door saying you've got a fine because you put this IKEA piece of furniture out for £500.
That's unbelievable. And the council had just put out a state of emergency for the environment, and she says, well, actually, I'm saving the environment doing this. And she said there'd been a similar incident involving a carpet fitter, and they'd been fined £500 for leaving an offcut outside his house for somebody to take for free. And it's also been reported the council official turned up on her doorstep and demanded to know her name and date of birth before issuing with a fine. I wouldn't have taken it, would you?
No.
I'd have told her where to go. So she recorded on a mobile phone because she felt intimidated. She said obviously it's not fly tipping. But as I say, they put up a state of emergency about the environment, about recycling and everything, and then they're going to do that. But it's I've put on it somewhere. It was by a private company, which is really naughty.
Private company.
Yes,
well, not the council.
Yes, they're employing a private company, and I can't find it now. So they will obviously be going out, and they're not getting monitored, are they? They
No.
can just go out and say anything. And when it's a private company, obviously they want to get their money, don't they?
Yeah.
So they'll just do anything.
Business.
There's no way of, you know, avoiding it.
And the thing is, obviously, with these, if you don't put it out there, for some, I mean, obviously,
Oh, here it is. Sorry, I just thought this is really important because it's just dodgy. Enforcement is not carried out. This is what the council said because she's hopefully going to challenge it. I mean, I would. It's outrageous. Enforcement is not carried out by council officers themselves, but by a private company. And I haven't asked officers to review the contract to avoid this kind of inappropriate use of the legislation. Councillor Kieran Wilson, BCP Council's portfolio holder, for goodness sake, have you heard this? BCP Council's portfolio holder for housing and regulatory services. God, no wonder they no money when they're making up names like this, haven't they? Action on fly tipping is taken to ensure communities can fully enjoy the place where they live and have pride in their neighbourhood. Well, it's not fly tipping, is it?
no, but I mean, that's the thing. There's loads of elements. There's like, for example, you could, if you can't put it out there, then I mean, obviously a lot of people won't do that. But some people might do and think, right, I'll just fly tip it, mightn't they?
Yeah.
So it might actually encourage people to fly tip more, and also it's not helping anybody else inside the street or the neighbourhood. And you know, I don't know whether it was on her private land or whether she just put it on the pavement, but I think she would have. By looks of things, she would have been able to just put it on her private land and people were still able to see it. So I don't see why she wouldn't have done. So she should. I think she would have done that. This is actually on people's private lands, their property. And then they're fining them for doing something on their own property.
I thought they meant to just put it out on the pavement. It can't be on. It's dodgy as they are. It can't be on their own property.
I don't know, but you just said
'Cause you
about
just
that carpet
can't.
person. I don't know, but I mean, I don't know if it is or not.
I
but
wouldn't trust
if
the
it is-
council. I wouldn't trust that. Loads of people from the council, but I mean, I just can't believe.
And that's in such
that they
simple
could-
things as well. You never
But the
get.
world's gone mad, hasn't it? Maybe they had, but I thought it meant they'd left it out on the pavement.
Also, it's just like taking control and the fact of culture and stuff. The fact of saying
No, it's just not
it's just-
fly tipping,
and
is it?
it's not necessary.
We got a little like beauty desk, didn't we? Could have gone in a bathroom or whatever. It was a tiny little thing, wasn't it? That was left out, wasn't it, in Caton? And we picked that up, and it was obvious what it's done. You don't just have outside your house, you just don't have a piece of furniture, do you? And we went and picked it up, didn't we? And it's obvious loads of people do it. When we came back, there was a load of apples, wasn't there, that people have put at the end. Everybody knows what it's for.
It's just a common
it's
knowledge
just not
thing, isn't it?
fly tipping, is it?
No. Fly tipping is you don't think there's had a lay-by or something,
And it's naughty for the council because it just takes away from people who are genuinely fly tipped on, like with tons of rubbish and van loads of crap. They've got to pay hundreds of pounds to get removed because somebody's fly tipped. And tyres, you see them in lay-bys, don't you? That's what people want.
But instead of going,
I mean,
people's...
fly tipping is absolutely repulsive, and nobody likes it, and everybody wants the council to be getting rid of tyres in lay-bys, don't they? Farmers' gateways that gets wagon loads of stuff dumped, always in lay-bys, isn't it? That's fly tipping, not somebody putting a thing out. And so
dumping litter and stuff, but like instead of going there, that person could have gone and picked up a litter, couldn't they? And stuff, because obviously that's cost money because to go and take that fine.
Gary says the chest was free, but the instructions were 20 quid. Ben says hi.
Hello.
Van Transit says fly tipping. Never says, don't they do that in the USA to recycle unwanted items? I've seen it loads in England. Loads of it I've seen. And they do it in France, don't they? Adrian says, good news. Feeling a lot better. Sorry, got to go now. Going to a gig. Oh, he's off to a gig again. Well done, Adrian. We'll catch up when I get home. And thank you so much for the payment.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for that, Adrian. Very much appreciated.
Nobby says peace officers will help him. Neville says, don't leave your cycle outdoors up here, as there is a pickup from Morecambe that will remove it for scrap metal. That's a bit shocking, isn't it?
I suppose you put, I suppose you put free sign on it. Unless if you don't put free sign on it, you just like happen to have it near your door, then that's a bit bad.
And Van Transit says, can't block the pavement. What about disabled buggies? Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I think what they were saying, I don't know how, if it had blocked the pavement, it doesn't say that.
No.
I think it would have said something on that, but I fully understand
the
that.
only thing
I think what they were saying as well was, had she have done, she's obviously not fly tip, we can understand that, but if she'd have blocked the payment with thing, they only had to go in and knock on the door and give her a warning. There should have been a warning first of all. If she was obviously putting stuff out and selling it every single week or something like that, yeah, fair enough, right, we're going to fine you. But you don't just go in with a £500, whatever she's done. you would have a warning system, wouldn't you? And that's what it should be, right? If you don't remove this piece of furniture, now you're going to get a £500 fine. But no, so I think it's outrageous. And my Aunt Connor says, hey.
Hello.
So yeah, that's it. I'm up to date.
Well, what have we got?
That's everything, is it?
Is it everything?
I think so.
Oh, you've got your poem though.
Oh yes, I have got my
You
poem.
have got your poem.
I haven't brought it. Oh yes, I have. I
So
must
this
do this.
poem is
David's asked
inside-
twice.
So this poem is a poem my mother wrote, and she entered a competition, and she won it. And the competition was part of the Morecambe Poetry Festival, and it got inside a book, which the book is upstairs, so I don't have it with me. But she did get into a book. So. And the book's inside Waterstones and stuff, so it's inside, you know, like me inside HMV, you're inside Waterstones. So you do already have your own book out as well, called Matilda Jane, because it's about canal boat that we named Matilda Jane. So yes, so that was, you are already an author, but now you're just like an author inside of a book. And you've got people like Alistair McGowan in it, so we've got some big names in it.
Yeah, Alistair McGowan's in it.
Yeah. So, you know, she's, you know, you've done really, really well. So you won a competition to do it. So she's going to read it out for you now so you can hear the poem.
Well, what happened, he didn't win a competition. What happened was Matt Panesh, that runs the Morecambe Poetry Festival, is really good and does loads for the community. And obviously, you don't know if anything's going to be big. Morecambe Poetry Festival was at Morecambe
you know how it feels now.
Morecambe Poetry Festival was. Is
that all right? Light?
Yeah, it's really bright. Morecambe Poetry Festival was really big, and it was a real success. But obviously, you don't know that, do you? So I thought he put a thing out saying that he wanted people to do a poem about spring. So I thought, well, I'll support him.
Yeah.
I can write songs. So I wrote this song to support him. And if you picked your song, I don't know if it was him picking it.
Poem.
Your poem. If he picked it, it got in this book. So that's how it started. So I only really did it to support Matt, because I thought, you know, he's doing all this. Let's support him and see, you know, in case you need support, basically. So it's about spring, and this is it. And it's called Mustn't Grumble.
And he gets going. He starts off nice and he gets going. So
it's just funny, and it's just about things like when there was lockdown and stuff like that. What people did, you got people doing the karaoke and stuff like that, and it's all about, you know, people leaving the pub drunk out of their minds and stuff like that. It's just funny. Well, it's supposed to. I hope it's funny. It sort of is, but it starts off quite seriously. So this is it. Spring has sprung. Yes, it's begun. The symbol of love. Everything grows. Rejuvenation, nature, and all it throws. It can bring out a level of dissent as the light nights are getting longer. The smell of weed next door invariably gets stronger. The freaks emerge from their chemical-induced slumber. No acting course needed to be cast in Dumb and Dumber. Spring passes them by without them seeing it for what it is, choosing to instead throw booze down their throat in internal bliss. The fragility of their temper weakening with every swallow. Then it's the Rocky impression. I suppose it's better than the karaoke holler. Their own take on life as they move from winter to spring. The only snow they've seen comes from the Candyman that he does bring. The disharmonious warbling of "I will survive" drowns out the peace. I won't grumble, but he's sung it 44 times this week. I sit in my garden listening to the cacophonic noise. My exasperated neighbour saying, "Well, boys will be boys." They'll be pushing pension age in 15 years, I will say. Not a youngster, not grown up, but bred 15 kids, there's one on the way. My garden looks great. All I do is want to sit. But instead I have to listen to this warbling. At least lockdown has gone. That was a nightmare. Some believe they were the next Pete Tong or Fred Astaire. As I sit and I try and I block out the din, I look at spring and all the beauty that it brings. Maureen across is pegging her sheets out. I know spring is now here. I don't need a meteorologist to point it out when Maureen's about. Spring has sprung and it's great to see. But it brings the people out who say, "Oh, and look at her garden. Have you seen all the mess? They couldn't afford this and they couldn't afford that. Oh, bless." Some think they have to keep up with the Joneses, you see, working the graveyard shift for the next piece of technology. But if you sit and you take 5, block out the noise and you'll see the wonder of nature rejuvenating. And here's the thing, it's free.
Well done.
Did it? There you go.
Well done,
That
you
was my
indeed.
poem.
Wonderful poem. I don't think I've ever heard a poem better about spring
can't see you now.
whatsoever.
So that's my
spring.
poem.
So well done for that. That's very good. I hope you all enjoyed it. Split blinded for a second. I hope you all enjoyed that poem.
No, I think Tracy did.
Ah, good Tracy.
So go back. Tracy loves the hat.
Oh yes, it's a good hat, isn't it? Just sort of.
David says, looking forward to the dark twist in the poem. Tracy said, favourite months are spring. Nobby says, read the English Bill of Rights about bail fines and cruel and unusual punishments. Dave says, like the hat. And my hat's getting a lot of liking. Nobby says, in 1628, the English Parliament responded by enacting the famous Petition of Right, which included a right to bail when the King's magistrates began setting bail unreasonably high. Parliament, Nobby says, responded to 1689 by adding a provision to the English Bill of Rights stating that excessive bail ought not to be required. Tracy says, what about Maggie Smith passing? That is very, very sad, isn't it? Tracy says, good friend of Alan Bennett. I didn't know that. Tracy says, your poem reminds me of their work. Well, that's quite a... Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Aaron says, there was an awful troll in the chat earlier. He's been removed, but I'm annoyed about what he was trying to do. Well, they just ignore them. They're just absolute idiots, Aaron. They're just sad. You just get them and that's it. Neville says, Jane, well done. We can see where Matilda gets her talent from. Thank you, Neville. Mike says, you're looking healthy, Jane. I'm feeling quite healthy at the moment. Gary says, guess you don't like karaoke. No, it wasn't that. It was just a thing.
And carried on all night.
No, what happened was it was lockdown time, right? And what happened was it started on one Sunday, and I won't say much because the person that does it is quite pleasant. I don't want to say any names, and I certainly wouldn't. But they started off, and I have nothing wrong with people singing that can't sing or make a noise because
just enjoying yourself.
I think,
or even if you want to sing, it's like
I think singing is something you do because you enjoy it. So if somebody can't sing, I would never on karaoke or anything. I would never laugh at them, and you're enjoying yourself, and that's it. So they did this first one at lockdown, and it was quite bad, right? But it didn't bother me. In fact, I sort of like smiled to yourself. They were doing it in lockdown, fine, but it started every week, and this was like on your Sunday, and we were still like building in lockdown. We didn't break any of the rules. We were still allowed to do it on our own property. We didn't have to go anywhere and stuff like that. So we were still basically what you say working. Right, so Sunday was a day off for us, even though it was lockdown, and then you get it, and it just went on week after week, and it went on for hours and hours and hours, and then I wouldn't say anything. I felt awful, and then somebody put on the local Facebook group, when's this bloody noise? 5 weeks in, when's this bloody noise going to stop? I thought, oh God, thank you, just said what I started. And after that week, it stopped, so that was just a take on that. I do like karaoke, it's just so funny. But yeah, so I don't want to slag people off.
And I think inside the pub was also there was another person who started doing it, actually getting paid.
That was before this was when it was proper lockdown. That was when it was the pubs were still open. But that was just a joke. It just made me laugh. Dave says well done. Paul says brilliant. Aaron says well done. Novice says you're a poet and you didn't know it. Michael said that was really good. Thank you so much, David.
Yes.
And I got £3.
Yes, thank you.
I'm actually now a professional poet.
You
because
are
David was the one that wanted the poem, and he's given me £3.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm now a professional poet. And Fuzzy Wuzzy, thank you so much.
Thank you as well.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, David, and Fuzzy Wuzzy and Adrian, and is now gone. But thank you so much.
Thank you
so wonderful for both of you.
Thanks. Thank you very much for doing that. I explain it all the time, but it just goes into so much of the stuff that we do.
Oh, it's
traveling to
brilliant.
Music to just paying for anything. So
it's like going up to Threlkeld. It's all time. It's all money for petrol and everything. And this is just like, like Fuzzy Wuzzy's £9.99. We don't have to worry about petrol. It's
and like
just
also,
brilliant.
for example, like you know, we usually do quite well with like food for money. I mean, in fact, you know, we can make stuff at home, but when you're out and about, it's a bit more harder. Sometimes you think, right, I don't have any food, I'm gonna have to buy something also as well. So it just goes.
It's all just adds up, absolutely brilliant.
So thank you very much for doing that.
And that's our first super on live stream. Thank you so much, Fuzzy Wuzzy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Tracy hates karaoke. I don't mind karaoke. It doesn't bother me.
It can be really, you know, like joyful and stuff.
It's just that one. I keep saying lockdown. It wasn't lockdown because obviously the pubs were still open when they had restrictions. And the annoying thing about that was it was the same person going on.
Yeah, sweet Caroline.
It's always the same song, isn't it?
Bring it back out again. It's a good song, but you know, still bring it back out
and
again.
they just murder them. So you don't mind the odd one, but it did honestly go on. And they had it so loud, and they had it outside. And that might have been one of the, I can't remember all the rules now, but that might have been one of the rules that they had to be outside. And oh God, it was loud, wasn't it? And then you got them going in. They were obviously breaking no rules because they're obviously doing it in their own garden. But it did.
I think they did it on like the community.
It did just get a little bit too much, and that was just when I was asked. I didn't ask to write this poem when they offered about these poems. That's just what reminded me. That's what I thought. It just went into my head. So that was it. Poem. Kevin says poem was well said. Jane, thank you very much. Tracy says, although we've done it. Tracy says, I remember that. Tracy says it was bad. Neville says Fuzzy was Fuzzy Wuzzy. Aaron says, I once sang I Am the Walrus in karaoke. Did you? He was told never to play that song again, I bet you were.
Well, I think we're done there, aren't we?
I think we've done everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So don't forget to support Zach. Please.
Zach needs supporting, like, you know, he's out and about, and he's been out all day today. He's sort of happy about it, but he was happy the fact he's doing well, but he's sort of one of these things, like, for example, the Cheapy News did, the fact of, they start with earning the money for pensioners, and they had 50 grand, which they got, like, within 2 hours or an hour, and then they thought, right, we're going to do 100 or 250 or something. So it's like, so this is what Zacharias is doing at the moment. He was happy with his video doing well, then he was wanting 1,000, then now he's pushing it, he wants the highest viewed video. So you need to do this for Zacharias because he really wants it. So
anyway, the story that I forgot about, which I'll do next week, just a little bit on it, it's about, I think, 7 million people still play CDs.
Oh yeah, this is one of the stories, yeah.
Don't quote me on everything because I'm doing it off the top of my head. So CDs are actually going up. 7 million people. Well, that is a lot of people.
Now, here's my opportunity to get Tay-Tay back in. Now, this is actually because of Taylor Swift, not just because of Taylor Swift, obviously it's loads of other artists, but she's doing a lot of big fact of this is because of, obviously, like, if you're a Swiftie, you want the CDs, right? You want them because of, they're just, you know, it's such a big thing if you know, it's just great to have them. So then, and also because she'll do an album where she'll have 4 CDs, then which she's got, I think she's got a couple of albums, I think like 1989 has that Midnight Poetry Department, you can get 4 CDs of the same album with different types. and so she's, and like, for example, it's vinyl as well, so she's really made it so people think, oh, I'll get myself a CD, because you physically hold it and also signing them. And then, for example, like, now, you know, people buy Olivia Rodrigo's, people buy, you know, Sabrina Carpenter, she's got it all in vinyl and stuff, so it's really had an impact, and it's really bringing it back in again. And, you know, because obviously, again, about surveys, obviously it's not everybody, but yet for that percentage that they have got is, you know, it's such a big percentage, and saying that all these people do it, well, I suppose they will know about it if you think about it really from sales. I suppose they'd work it out from that actually, so it'll probably be a bit more of a correct survey, won't it? Like, for example, if I suppose you go into HMV, buy a CD, then I suppose they can add it as that, can't they?
So the last model to feature a CD player was a Subaru Forester, which went off sale earlier this year. However, according to the Digital Entertainment and Retail Association, car manufacturers should listen to the Swifties and give the CD another chance.
So what they're saying about is the fact of that last model was, I don't know how long you just said it was, the last model was made that
this year.
It was this year, so it's only been recent. The fact that they had stopped selling it. We had an actual CD player inside of it, and they're saying the fact is, no, I can't cope with that. I'm just gonna get eye problems. But I will have to fix another light. We just need to get the one back. I'm sorry, but it's just too bright, is that?
So Neville says he was paid £5 for singing a Walker Brothers song in the 60s. Gary says, support Zach to recite a poem. You could do that, Matilda, really.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Get into it. Oh, it's not too bad, it's not like now.
Gary says, love music, got over... Is that 3,000 CDs? That can't be. You can't have over 3,000 CDs, can you?
I suppose you could
It's
do.
bigger than HMV's, Gary. Can you start stocking ours, Gary?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Aaron says my dad's VW from 2005 has a CD and tape player. Tracy says I love tapes. And
Yeah,
Aaron
right.
says what's happening for the Lancaster Music Festival? Do you mean what's happening as the whole festival, or do you mean what's happening with Matilda's?
Well-
Gary says you guys got 3,000.
It's a lot, isn't it?
That's
That is a lot.
pretty damn incredible,
Yeah.
isn't it? Well done,
Well
Gary.
done,
Big
Gary.
round of applause for Gary.
Well done, Gary.
Big
Keeping it
CD
alive,
collection.
isn't it?
What's the world record for the most amount of CDs? Let me just check it
Don't
out.
know. I suppose it'd be a bit of a hard one to get. 'Cause for example, if you're an artist, you just have loads, wouldn't you, anyway?
World record
It's a bit of a hard one, isn't it?
CD collection. See if it comes up with Gary. Oh, largest CD music collection. No, all these damn settings when they do it.
I mean, like, it's just, I mean, if like, for example, like, I'm just saying about Taylor Swift, it's the fact that these artists are really bringing it back to life. Because, I mean, I've got, you know, a lot of Taylor Swift CDs because of her. And, I mean, I already had CDs anyway, but I've got them second hand. But, I got hers new. But it just, you know, really, and also it brings a lot in for the artist as well. Because, for example, if you're on, like, Spotify and stuff, you can't get any money for them. You know, streams and stuff, you can get thousands of streams and you get like 1 pence. So you know, it's just really is good for the artist as well, isn't it?
I've just quickly looked up, but I think this is records, but it says he's walking through a warehouse where there are 250,000 records. So you got quite a bit to go, Gary. That's not CDs,
Yeah.
but another
You have to get yourself a warehouse as well.
another 100,000 are kept in his home for personal listening. Well, he couldn't listen to all of them in his lifetime, could he?
I mean, it could do if he just kept it on, couldn't it?
Constantly. It seems a bit excessive to me.
Might not count. Like
Oh, Gary says none of them are Taylor Swift's.
Just try.
Carl says
You
he's
can
just got
listen.
back from Stock Cars in Northampton. Did you have a good day?
Yeah.
What day is it?
Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to Stock Cars. I thought it was through the week. Losing track of my days.
Well, I think we're all done then. We've got every news story out, haven't we?
Yep.
Yep. So
And thank you so much to everybody who
Thank you
super
so much,
thanked and
everybody
done all
who
the
super
thanks and
thanks.
everything. You're
very,
absolute
very nice
stars.
of you. Thank you. Really, thank you very much for doing that. It's very nice of you. We really appreciate it. So we're gonna go now, and we're gonna.
Van Transit says good night.
Good
Never
night.
says good night.
Good night.
Gary says got a few friends who were in bands, so that a lot were gifts.
Yeah, that's good.
So good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Good
for
night.
listening.
Have a wonderful night.
Dave says bye.
Bye bye. We'll see you through the week, and there will be videos obviously coming out.
Don't forget to go straight on and watch Zach. So
Don't forget to
you know,
watch
if you
Zach.
just like cooking tea, can you just
Yeah.
let it run?
Yeah, and I'll put the poll out as well.
I've put the link. I might. I think.
You
I
just
might
go on
have-
to shorts. Just click on shorts when you see the bars of the different things. Just click on shorts and it's the first one. And I will put a poll out as well for you to guess about the dance as well. So thank you very much, and thank you everybody.
Tracy says night.
Good night,
Sue was said goodbye.
and thank you for
Matt says
everybody.
bye.
Thank you for everybody who's been watching, and thank you very much for the super thanks. So we'll see you all later, and
Thank you.
and we'll see you all later.
Bye. Bye.